Okay guys, so I had left off on technically question 12, so I'm going to start on question 13 since I already did question 12 about breast augmentation, questions I had, answers I was given, questions you need to ask people if you are going to get breast augmentation. Okay, this was really important that the girl had mentioned this on her YouTube video for people to do, and I believe it's really helpful. Always get a price quote on paper, like in writing with an expiration date. Had I not asked, she was going to give me the quote on paper, but there was no expiration date. And had I not asked, I wouldn't have known, but she said 90 days. So in 90 days, if I don't come back to her, that price quote may not be legitimate anymore. So it's definitely something that you need to get in paper and in writing, because if you don't and you come back, say, a month later, they can tell you that it's gone up in price and you'll have nothing to say, no, they told me 90 days or whatever. So FYI on that. Number 14, ask them if there are extra expenses, like the bra that they send you home in. It's like a sports bra that clasps in the front and it's extremely tight, so it holds you in for support after your surgery. Do they cover the pain meds? Any other extra expenses, like, you know, for example, my surgery costs one thing, but then you've got the anesthesia and you've got the procedure itself and all of that. And then the hospitalization was included in it as well. And I'll talk about that shortly. Ask them about your financing and payment options. One thing that I was worried about was the price, and I know we're all worried about the price. That's the biggest reason why we do not get breast implants or get our tummy tucks and stuff like that we want, because we're worried about the money and the cost, which we should be. But ask them about their financing options. The company that we went to, and a lot of companies offer care credit. If you don't know about care credit, it is like a credit card, only it doesn't have a Visa or MasterCard. It's only to be used for like veterinarian offices, medical expenses, and I think dental expenses, stuff like that. But it's really cool because they have promotional deals online to where you can do either 6 months of deferred interest, where it's 0% interest for 6 months, or 12 months or whatever, but you have to pay off the total balance within 6 to 12 months, or all that interest that's been waiting to accrue for that amount of time will be tacked onto it. And if you miss a payment, it'll be tacked on as well. So make sure you don't miss a payment. And then there's other loans that they go through banks and stuff for. So ask about those. Ask about the complications, the risks, and the upkeep. One thing that she was telling us is that capillary contraction that can happen a lot of times happens to the women who leave and don't take note on massaging their breasts afterwards, because there are certain massages that you have to constantly do for the first couple of weeks, and then afterwards I believe you do it like once a week or something like that. But still, even if you have to do it every day to try to avoid that, then do it. Risks, of course, depends on the person's body. The only risk that you're really going to take is probably with the anesthesia, but I'm sure there's other risks as well. Complications, I don't know that there were any other things expressed about that. Warranty on implants. Ask. I know it sounds silly to have a warranty on something boob-wise, but the truth is, if one of your implants bursts or leaks for no reason at all, like you're just taking care of everything, you don't have any major trauma to it, and it just bursts, then, or leaks, then you're going to need some kind of warranty to replace it. And a lot of places that I actually read about, not this place that I went to, but they were talking about that the makers of the breast implants, I believe, will actually pay for a portion of the augmentation to be redone in case of a like leak or a bust on one of them. But it just depends. Ours, when I talked to the lady, she said it would be like a year replacement warranty for free, I think, is what they cover it. But I don't know. You know, now that I think about it, I don't think I asked this question, but it was a really important one, and that's how to detect a leak. However, I don't think I need to call her back to ask her. I'm sure I could look that up online. So ask about that. One of the other things that this girl mentioned on her YouTube video was whatever size that you're planning on going, go an itsy bit bigger, because a lot of women get their breast implants and then they leave and they're like, crap, I wish I would have gotten bigger, but you really don't want to have to go back in and have it redone. I asked about, for us women who haven't had kids yet or are still planning on having more kids, if you go in front of the muscle or behind the muscle, does it affect being able to breastfeed in the future? She said no, it doesn't really matter either way because they don't mess with the like milk ducts or anything like that. So I don't know, I'm gonna ask around some more and hopefully get the same answer from everybody. If not, then I'm gonna let you guys know. Don't just go with the first company that you find. Get several consults. I know that not all of them are free, like the one I went to, so I will be paying probably $60, $75 for these next 3 ones each. But is it worth that? Of course, because if you go with the first one and it happens to be a crap job, then you just spent money on something that now you have to go get fixed for much more than $75. So consider going to at least 3 or 4. Make sure that your surgeon is certified, like the State Board of Cosmetology or whatever it is. Cosmetology, what am I talking about? So the cosmetic surgeons, babe? What is it called?
I'm not sure.
That was really funny. I just got my manicuring license renewal, so it said State Board of Cosmetology, and I don't know why I said that. I was thinking cosmetic. But a certified cosmetic surgeon, I think is what I was looking for. Make sure that they are certified. It is also good to find out exactly how many surgeries they've done, because if they're just starting out, I don't know if I'd want to go to them. I know that some people are okay with that, but I personally am not. Last but not least, make sure that your surgeon, whatever they tell you to do afterwards, that you listen to everything that they tell you to do as far as taking care of yourself afterwards, because it's your body. They're not going to call you up every day and make sure that you massage your boobs in the right way, or that, you know, everything's falling into place. They'll follow up with you for about a week, I believe, but after that, it's all on you. So take care of yourself. And then I said last but not least, but technically the pricing is the last. For the first place that I went to, it was pricey. But I don't know if that's pricey compared to others. It might not be. Because I need a lift, there were 3 different types of lifts that they can do. One was where they just go slightly above the areola and they cut some skin there and then they pull it. I don't know how to explain it, but they pull it. Look it up online. There's like little videos you can watch. And that is the least expensive. But for myself and for probably many of you, their second one, which they said they could probably get away with for me, is called the lollipop, I believe, one. And it's where they go around the areola and then they go down underneath the breast. And then they make like a tiny little, oh wait, no, they don't make the incision there. They just go around. And then the third one is called an anchor, where they go completely around just like the second one, but instead they go completely underneath the crease. So there's quite a few scars that are going to be there, but again, with time they'll fade, and it's much better to have a scar than to have saggy boobs, in my opinion. So with saline is less expensive than silicone. It's also less harmful. So I actually opted for the saline. So for me, a saline implant at this company was $3,000. The operation itself, including the anesthesia, the bra, and all of that. Pain meds were not included, but if you have insurance, they can prescribe you stuff and possibly get you generic brand. And then you can go to your pharmacy and get them there for your price that you pay for your insurance. But the procedure itself plus the $3,000 was or not including the $3,000 was $2,500. So you got breast augmentation for $3,000, then you got the actual procedure for $2,500, and then you got the breast lift. Well, this company says that if you do the breast lift along with the augmentation, not separate, they give you a discount of $1,000. Personally, I think that's a sales tactic. I think it was never even $4,000. I think it was actually $3,000, and they're just trying to make it look better. So they told me that it would be $3,000 for the breast lift as well. So you've got quite a bit that you're looking at here. Wait, that only equals out, is that right, babe?
8,500.
3 and 3, 6. Oh yeah, okay. So we've got like $8,500 that we're looking at for a breast lift, breast augmentation, and all the anesthesia and stuff being covered. However, they did say that that is for the second lift that I was talking about, the in-betweener. If, for example, I need to do the anchor one, it's an additional $1,000. So you're looking at $9,500. And then she also mentioned that she estimated how long the anesthesia and all that would be for a breast augmentation, but for every additional hour it was going to be an additional $400. And breast lifts, I believe, and with breast augmentations take 2 to 4 hours, where breast lift or breast augmentation takes 1 to 2 hours. So I might be looking at an additional $800 on top of the $95. Worst case scenario. So yeah, over $10,000, but under 11. So I guess it's not terrible, but it's pretty pricey. So I'm gonna search around and see what I can find, and hopefully someone else has a little bit of a cheaper price and maybe can educate me some more. Oh, before I forget, very last thing to tell you guys, the 10-year thing was told to me that it's a myth, because if you think about it, it's true. She said if I were the surgeon and I told you have to come back every 10 years and get your breast implants redone, that's an automatic, let's say I paid $8,500 in the surgeon's pocket every 10 years, guaranteed. The other thing is, if you do a breast augmentation every 10 years, can you imagine the scar tissue that's going to be there? I'm only 30, so considering that I'm going to probably live to be at least 70, hopefully, then that's going to be a lot of scar tissue building up there, and eventually they're going to be like, sorry, I can't help you. So that kind of surprised me, but I was glad to hear that. So she said it just depends on the person and how your body handles the breast augmentation. So if it's not rejecting it and there's no issues, then there's no need to go in for a revision or an updated new one. So anyway, that is it. This is 14 minutes long. Yikes! And hopefully you guys got a lot of information out of this. I will talk to you soon, and I'll let you know about my other consults once I hear back from them, which I'm assuming will be Monday. Alright, that's it. Bye guys!